So yeah, thanks, Crone, for the introduction. So hi, everyone. My name is Crone. So I work for the Downstream Gateway in ESA. Perhaps before I go into the kind of smart city projects and some of the opportunities that we are offering within ESA, I can give you a bit of an introduction on what is the Downstream Gateway. So we're basically kind of a central function within ESA, focusing on business analysis and marketing, specifically towards the analysis and marketing towards these non-space sectors. So you can see some of these verticals in the little table there where we focus on. And we do that through market intelligence. And the idea of our work is that we are kind of in close connection with the programs within ESA that are really developing the projects. So we do these cross-program initiative and activities. And as I said, it's a kind of sector-specific approach that we take. So what are we trying to achieve by these kind of actions is really to understand who are those new actors, what are those new business models, new trends, new networks, and yeah, how can space contribute? So, and how can we do common outreach activities, which in return can support the connections, making connections with the programs within ESA who are enabling the R&D and projects activities. So more specifically, so what kind of what kind of activities can you think of? So we do some webinars around which we've done on COVID, but also around smart cities. We do some daily dedicated workshops. So we've done in the past on finance, cultural heritage, intelligent health, and also in energy. And then we also have a central website where we which is kind of a portal where we gather all the opportunities within Downstream, within ESA, and also have some content to share on different articles related to Downstream. Perhaps some of the projects that have been ongoing within ESA, I can give you a bit of an overview on some examples. So on one side, it's of course the air quality, and we have one project which is it's kind of a toolkit, which is an air quality platform, where it's developed by our Earth observation colleagues.
Sorry, Thomas, sorry to interrupt you, but I get some comments here that the sound is sometimes interrupted. So maybe if you could just fix your microphone a bit, because we have some issues with sound.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you can change microphone, or it's just not very stable, the sound, but.
All right. Okay.
I mean, we can hear you, so if there's no other option.
Yeah, maybe I can take the microphone out and the headphones out. Okay. Is this better, or?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. So as I was saying, so some of the examples around air quality. So one is the APQ platform, the air quality platform, which is developed by our colleagues in the Earth Observation Directorate. It's basically a toolkit which, in combination, in collaboration with schools, students can put together, and they can kind of cross-reference it with a central server, which is the ESA, which kind of overlay some of the satellite data, and from there, the real purpose of this kind of project is to kind of educate students on the importance of air quality and how satellite data, together with these in situ sensors, can help in mapping that air quality. And then on the other side, we also see an example which is done in the past by one of our colleagues within the programs is how air quality can also be cross-referenced and integrated with traffic and modeling and traffic forecasting tools. So and this could be very interesting, of course, to understand which areas of the city the air quality is at its highest or at its worst. And that could support municipalities in developing congestion charges within the cities. There's some other examples around smart infrastructure and the environment. So we also had projects in the past where it's more on the infrastructure monitoring. So it's kind of using GPS and GLONASS together in kind of and INSAR data to monitor landslides of bridges, pipelines, and other structures. And then also another project is around forestry. So it's looking at developing a forestry information service where together with satellite data and star data, you can monitor natural planted forest growth and forest losses due to human activities. And then one of the last activities, which is currently ongoing, which is around green buildings. And there you can kind of see it's a feasibility study that was launched, and the idea of the feasibility is to invite companies to participate in the study. And one of the subtopics was looking at thermal imaging of buildings. And I think Otto mentioned about the urban heat island effects, and that very much kind of falls into this kind of area as well. So in terms of opportunities, which are currently open and are related to smart cities, so within one of the programs there is a tender that is currently open, and that's around circular economies. And it's a kickstart activity, so it's basically a 6-month kickstart where you assess the feasibility from a technical perspective and also from a commercial sustainable perspective. And it's around one of the subtopics is around the circularity of cities, and that is basically looking into how can satellite data help map and use digital twinning and AI technologies in support of city planning and resource management. I also put the link there for after the networking to please have a look at the more detailed information on the call. And then some other programs also, of course, have some permanently open calls. So if you have an idea which perhaps doesn't fit the scope that I just discussed on this ITT, then of course also very much welcome to always send your ideas through towards the permanently open call. And just general also as well, so these are some of the downstream or commercial, let's say, programs that we are internally working closely with. So as you can see, also for the networking, there's also links to these each programs, which kind of provide a bit more detail on the nature of these downstream programs. So again, I invite you to have a look at those, and it can give you a bit of an idea of what program might be right for you and what kind of funding there is available specifically towards your idea. Yes, and that was my presentation. And please have a look at our website as well for any more information regarding downstream articles, opportunities. And yes, thank you very much for this opportunity.